Hello, welcome back to another pen talk. Yes, I'm Chris. Thank you for joining me and appreciating the exploration of the wide world of pens. And you see two rotating in front of you, which you've seen before. But in this video, we will focus on one of them, and here it is. Yes, it's a Jinhao 100 in a clear plastic, transparent plastic. Everything else, like the metal bits, everything else is the same as the other pens, but because this one is clear, it gives you an ability of seeing all the little things inside of the pen. The cap comes off in the 2 3/4 turns. I've gotten even more turns. I mean, the pen is definitely a good looker. I think the design is great. It's a classic design. It fits well in the hand. And yes, you could post it, but it posts very high and not something that is I would do. But if you need to put the cap someplace, you can do that. One of the things that I noticed about a transparent pen like this is how little clearance there is between the end of that nib and the top of the cap. Something I didn't realize that with the opaque plastics that I couldn't see through. I mean, that's really, really close. So if you put in any nib that's a little bit larger than this one, it's going to be a problem. The pen came in this standard box. We've seen this before. Here's a new label. I like that manufacturer name. That's pretty bizarre. And of course we get some other new labels, warning labels made in China, and the identification. It's a transparent with a medium nib. So that's nice. Confirms what I ordered and what I have. So the more you have a pen, the more you notice some interesting little details. So the chariot that's in the clear nib collar lines up with the nib. And that nib collar is keyed. You can see there's that flat spot to accommodate the flat bottom to that feed. Yeah, just your standard injection molded plastic feed, which has worked well in all the other Jinhao 100s that I have. Details, details. So you may ask, what other Jinhao 100s do you have? Well, these are the 100s that I have that are not inked. As you can see, there's a fair number of them. It also shows the great variety that the Jinhao 100 has. Many colors. And you can franconize most of these. The end cap to the barrel and the top of that finial is usually unscrewable, but not always. Sometimes they're glued in place. But I also have about 3 or 4 of these inked up, and I write with them fairly regularly, so they're a good pen, and I really do like my collection. So one of the things I love about a transparent pen is you get to see all little bits and pieces, explore them, and that's what I've done here. I wanted to show that the nib easily pulls out. Of course, I pulled it out after I had done my flush with soapy water and flush with clean, so therefore it was a easy pull, but most of my Jinhao 100s I have no trouble with the nibs. And it's very, very clear, transparent. I think it's all injection molded. Yes, that end cap does unscrew, and there's that little ring which you don't want to lose. And again, I like transparent pens, so if you look at the cap, I could definitely probably unscrew that. You can see those little ribs in there from the mold when these were all injection molded parts. A nice brass screw there holding in the clip and the finial, and probably that little matte gold chariot, which lines up with the clip. Doesn't always do that. Nice that they put in a converter that's mostly transparent, except for this little ring here. And I could take it apart, but no reason to, because there's nothing inside to remove. And the section also is very nicely done. You can see how that metal ring is just glued in at the end there. And this insert is in place. There's that O-ring there to seal up against the barrel. And that's threaded in, and I'm assuming also glued. And you can see the threads inside, which is what you screw in the nib assembly to. I love exploring a transparent pen. So what ink to put in the Jinhao 100? Well, I haven't used this ink in a bit. I really do like the color. Small bottle, small price. So it looks like on a paper towel. It's a very dark blue with a little bit of variety to it. Let's see how it works in the nib. So I've had a few of these medium number 6 steel Jinhao nibs, and they've all been excellent. This one is even better than that. Very smooth, very consistent line, fairly wet. As you can see, it's just a nice blue-green, I'd say in the teal family. Don't know exactly what Aurora Borealis has to do with this color, but I like the color. This will be a good writer, day-to-day writer, good for letters and taking notes, which is my primary use for my pens. So the nib doesn't disappoint. I do like the pen too. So now we've come to the editorial summary of my review. Thanks for watching until this part of the view of the pen, which I really like. And yes, I'm a fan of the 100 from Jinhao, Centennial, however it's referred to. This pen just feels good in the hand. And I love the way that clear look, transparent look of the pen. It's classy. It's nice. And it cost under 10 US dollars. This is the absolute best pen for under $10 that I've ever had in my hand. It's extremely well made. That nib writes phenomenally. It looks fabulous. Holds a lot of ink in that converter. Yes, it'd be nice to put in the big converter, but they haven't retrofitted it to this pen, which would require a change. And it's mostly used on number 8 nibs, but I digress. It's a little bit of pen technical talk. So with that, I hope this video finds everyone safe, healthy, and happy, having time and enjoying your pens, enjoying using them. Hey, I write a lot of letters, take a lot of notes. I have 4 journals, each of them with a different subject. I may even have more than 4, but that's me. So we've reached the end of this video. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. And there's a few things in the pipeline. Let's see how they turn out. So we will say bye for now. Stay tuned.